Do you really exist now? Have you ever thought about this question? It may sound like a funny question, right? Do you really exist? And do I really exist now? This was a question that was once asked of the Buddha. Interestingly, the Buddha refused to give a direct answer to this question. The reason the Buddha kept silent was not because he did not know the answer, but because he believed answering such questions could lead to misunderstandings and unnecessary complications. For instance, if one were to claim, "I do not exist," it would lead to further confusion, such as, if I do not exist, then who experiences karma? Who is reborn? Similarly, if one were to assert that they truly exist, it could lead to more dilemmas. Questions like these can also lead to moral and ethical conflicts. If someone believes they do not exist, they might think there is no point in doing good or avoiding bad actions. They might wonder, what is the point of kindness or helping others? Addressing such questions directly could lead people to misconceptions and challenges. This is why the Buddha avoided giving definitive answers to such existential questions. Instead of focusing on whether one exists or not, the Buddha emphasized understanding the nature of existence and exploring the self. He warned against falling into two extremes: nihilism, the belief that nothing exists, and eternalism, the belief in a permanent, unchanging self. The Buddha taught the middle way, which avoids both extremes. The Buddha explained that what we commonly consider as self or I is composed of ever-changing components. These include our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, as well as the things we see, hear, smell, taste, feel, and think. All these elements are in constant flux. For instance, our physical body and senses are continually changing. The experiences we have in life, whether good or bad, are impermanent. If we are happy, we desire that happiness to last forever. However, it changes, and when it does, we experience suffering. Similarly, when we face pain or difficulty, we often feel as though it will last forever, but that too is subject to change. This impermanence is why the Buddha said that what we consider as self is not truly ours. If something is ever-changing and leads to suffering, it cannot be truly considered I or mine. Human beings naturally seek happiness and avoid suffering. Hence, the Buddha encouraged looking deeply into the nature of existence to understand that the self is not permanent or unchanging. This concept in Buddhism is called anatta, often translated as no self. However, a better interpretation would be not self, as it does not imply that one does not exist at all. Instead, it suggests that the things we commonly identify as self are not truly ours, given their impermanent and unsatisfactory nature. The idea of anatta teaches us to let go of clinging to an unchanging identity. By understanding the impermanence and suffering inherent in what we consider self, we can cultivate wisdom and find liberation from attachment. May this understanding bring you happiness and insight. Wishing you all health and well-being.